It's important to establish indexes on fields other than your primary key field. Indexes dramatically improve performance when searching for data or when running any type of query that involves that field. Let's see how you can create indexes on fields in your tables. I'm going to switch to design view of this table. And it's going to be quite common that we're going to search on the company name. So I want to establish an index for the company name. If I click company name, notice that we have an indexed property. By default, it's going to be set to no. If I click to open up the combo box, I have two other choices. I can select yes with duplicates okay or yes with no duplicates. If you need a field to be designated as unique and that field is other than the primary key field, you can select yes, no duplicates. If I select yes, no duplicates for the company name, I'm saying that no two companies can have the same name. Now let's say that I regularly also search and sort by state. Select state, and in this case, I would want to select indexed, but yes with duplicates okay. This is how I can create indexes that are based on single fields. There's a window that I can use to establish multi-field indexes. If I look at this tool right here, it's the indexes tool. If I click the tool, you can see that the indexes that we've already established appear here. If I want to create another index that's based on more than one field, for example, maybe I want an index that combines the state and the company name, I could call this index whatever I'd like. So I could call it state company, for example. The first field in the index would be state. The second field in the index would be company name. So you can add an index name and then designate multiple fields that make up that index. Notice that from here you can determine if this is a primary key index, whether or not it's unique, and finally, whether or not nulls are ignored. If you know that a field contains a lot of nulls, you're going to want to ignore nulls. Otherwise, those nulls are actually going to be stored within the index, slowing down the search and taking up extra space. You just learned what every developer needs to know about tables. You learned how to build a new table and how to select the appropriate field type for your data. You learned how to work with field properties and how to establish a primary key for a table. You learned about the lookup feature. You also learned how to establish table properties. Finally, you learned how to use indexes to improve the performance of your applications. You don't want to go overboard with indexes. If you don't search or sort on that field regularly, you don't want to add an index. But if you do search or sort regularly, indexes are going to dramatically improve the performance of your applications.